Good morning, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mavani and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. I hope you all are doing good. First of all, let's have a positive start. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. We live in today. We live in the moment that we are having at present. This is the moment, that we were worried about yesterday. So tomorrow we don't want to make it the same thing that we worry about our tomorrow when it will become our today. I hope I'm not making it too complicated, but in a nutshell, I would like to say that if you want to see your tomorrow to be more beneficial, to be more joyful, to be more productive, then you have to do your best right now. With this, dear friends, today as we are talking now, it is 19th of May. It's Saturday morning, very beautiful morning today, and we are talking about 7th and 8th May's PIB analysis. Now, dear friends, you know that I was not well for a couple of days, and I'm talking about this 7th and 8th. Around that point of time, I was not well, and at the same time, my PC was also not well. So both these things has hit me very badly. My whole schedule was destroyed, and anyways, things are back to normal now. So now we are going to cover, of course, all this PIBs, right, as I promised you that I will clear all this backlog. So here we go. Today is the first day. Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow morning as well I am going to bring PIBs for you guys, so that see, I don't want you guys to miss any dates here, because the thing is your prelims are not far. So we will cover all these things, and for time being I am going to drop this identify the picture thing as well as MCQs, right, the questions that I ask you on regular basis. Rather than that, we will try to add more news items, and I will try, of course, you know that you are provided with a special topic on regular basis. So today's special topic is about JCPOA. We'll analyze it from all different angles, but I would also request you guys to share this important information that I have told you, this one, and this one, with your friends if they are also following PIBs on regular basis. The thing is, with PIBs, I know that I have a sort of fixed viewership, right? There are some 4,000-5,000 students total, right, in total English and Hindi version together. You are the people who are following it on regular basis. So if you are following, and if you know your friends who are following it, and if they don't know that this has been resumed, then please do let them know that things are going to be back to normal, and we will cover it. So trust me, I will cover everything. Now, the first item that I have got for you guys is pertaining to this Mandovi River. It is also known as Mahadai River. A special video lecture is available on our StudyIQ YouTube channel, right? You will find it if you find any difficulty, and if you want to go through it, then do let me know. I will share a link with you guys as well. Now, the thing is, see, river issues are a big thing. Recently we saw this Kaveri issue, or this Kaveri verdict was out in February, and you never know, you may be asked a question like match the following kind of question, A and B. You would be given name of the rivers and disputed states, or you know, so you should be well aware about this Mahadai River as well. You have basically 3 states here, right? You have Maharashtra, and predominantly Goa and Karnataka. These are the 2 states that they are. Means all these 3 states are stakeholder of this Mahadai River, but when it comes to issues, then you have between Goa and Karnataka. Now, what is the main problem here? You have some areas in Karnataka where the government of Karnataka want to diversify this water, so that this water can be provided to this districts, right? Here, this is a river here called Malprabha. So Malprabha or Malaprabha River, they are basically working on these 2 projects here. They are known as this Kalasa and Banduri Nala project, through which they can transfer the water of Mahadai River to, or Mandovi River to, this Malprabha. Now you can see here, and if you'll go through this special video lecture, you will find that main source of water for many different villages and many different cities of Goa is this Madai river, and they don't want that this water should be transferred. But now, as we are speaking now, today is 19th, and we don't know yet a floor test is going to take place. But we know that in Goa you have the chief minister is from BJP party. So if in Karnataka as well you have Yadurappa, or if he manages to prove his majority in the floor, then you will have a BJP party in both the states, and then we can expect that things will be sorted out at much speedier rate, because in Maharashtra as well you have BJP government. Now the reason why I'm saying this thing is because if you go back and see Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh, then they used to have this problem as well. But because now they have same party, ruling party is the same BJP, now this backlog has been sorted out. At least they have reached to an agreement. Now one more thing before closing down this talk is that you know that water is very important thing, and we have to cut down the way we are using water. We have to apply more efficient ways of water usage. Only then we would be able to see end of this sort of problems, or else because of climate change and other things, things are going to get a bit more severe. StudyIQ provides pen drive and tablet courses for various different exams. On your screen you can see many different exams here, dear friends. If you check out our website, you'll find all important details associated with our pen drive and tablet courses. Just excuse me for a second, dear friends. Right, so all different exams, you will find list and all information, important information associated with our pen drive and tablet courses on StudyIQ.com. They are designed by best faculties of our country, and you will find this answers, or you can say testimony of other students as well who have cleared many different exams with the help of our pen drive and tablet courses. Again, if you want to download the PDF of this lecture, then you will get it from my Facebook page or Twitter handle. And may I request you guys to don't forget to pass your like if you have learned something from today's discussion. Also do share it with other people as well. Now another item that we have is pertaining to this AFSPA, stands for Armed Force Special Power Act. Our junior minister Kiran Rijiju has said this thing, that this act will be withdrawn from other areas as well, and it has been withdrawn from all those areas where security situation has improved. AFSPA is basically giving a sort of free hand to our armed forces in this trouble area. But many times we find misuse of this AFSPA. At the same time, you have those areas as well in our country where you need this sort of free hand, or should provide free hand to armed forces. So you have to keep a very fine balance here. It's not that easy to remove. It's not always easy to remove as well, because of various different reasons. But as far as AFSPA is concerned, it is completely withdrawn from Meghalaya. It is in force in Nagaland, Assam, and 3 districts in Arunachal Pradesh. With this, dear friends, we have a sad news. Sad news is that 6 Indians have been abducted from this portion of Afghanistan. This is Baghlan province, and the name of the village is Pol-e-Komri. Now this place here, dear friends, you know that we have this problem of Taliban for a very long period of time, and this could be a tactic of Taliban as well to abduct people, and they have been abducting people from not only India but other countries as well. So it's a bit risky over there to go and work, but we have many important commercial relationship going on at the same time. Both the countries, India is helping, both the countries do share very good relationship with each other. India is supporting Afghanistan in making sure that it becomes a democratic country, and all these troubles through which it is going, they end ASAP. Now the thing is, we have seen this thing I was talking about, that these people, this Taliban people or other organizations, they do abduct people and then they ask for money, extortion money, and this is also their part of their source of income. So this could be a reason as well. Now Minister of External Affairs, our Sushma Swaraj, and so far what I have observed, because I have been following this thing newspapers and current affairs as an analyst for a very long period of time, I have observed this thing that she has performed her duty very well. Many difficult missions have been accomplished under her leadership. And recently in a function, she also said this thing that one of the main mission of her life at present is to make sure that all Indians who are living in different parts of the world, if they are in trouble due to this sort of things, then they should be brought back home safely. And let's pray, let's hope that this people who are abducted, they return to their home safely. Now, a very horrific thing took place in our country. I'm sure you know about this thing, Kathua gangrape and murder case. Raping a small child is one of the, the most heinous and most disturbing thing that one can ever hear. This is truly a very sad and a very pathetic thing ever. Anyways, the good thing is the Supreme Court is very active on this thing, and the Supreme Court has transferred this case from Jammu and Kashmir to Pathankot, that is in Punjab. Supreme Court has also ordered this thing and also passed its strong words to this Pathankot court that day-to-day basis hearings should continue. There should not be any unnecessary delays or adjournments, and everything should be in camera. An interesting thing is that we have Indian Penal Code in Jammu and Kashmir. We have Ranbir Penal Code. So this trial will be in accordance with the provisions of Ranbir Penal Code. Another news item associated with Supreme Court, again very important for your examination. It is part of Representative of People's Act, or how representatives of people, may it be MLAs or may it be MPs or may it be ministers, how they should behave. The sad thing is, we find this thing in our country that once they have demitted this office, public office, then as well they continue occupying this government accommodations. They don't have to pay that much rent at all. Basically it is a sort of kabja. It is a sort of like, I am taking over this property, I'm not going to vacate it and things like that. So this is something that is not acceptable at all. The possession in the hand of these people who have already stepped down from this office of representative of people, this is not acceptable, and this indicates that this VVIP culture, red beacons have gone, but these things still do continue, and only people, awareness of people can of course we have rules and regulation, but people should make sure that this sort of MLAs and MPs, they do not win again and come to power. Ayushman Bharat, one of the most important scheme, and today I'm going to share some information regarding this particular scheme. I believe that you will find at least one question in your upcoming UPSC prelims, right? Civil Services Examination prelims. You may find at least one question, and one question is not bad at all. If you can crack one question, then that is one step closer to your success. So never take any questions lightly or important topics. So you should revise them. I will reckon you guys, of course, I'm sure you will download the PDF of this lecture, but when you download it, do make sure that you revise the topics that we discuss regarding this Ayushman Bharat. Now the thing is that this is a health assurance program, and Prime Minister has took a review of this health assurance program. Top officials of Health Ministry, Niti Aayog and PMO briefed the Prime Minister. Prime Minister stressed that maximum benefit should reach to poor and marginalized sections of our society and vulnerable families. They should benefit maximum out of this scheme. Now, this Ayushman Bharat program has twin missions. The first mission is to create this health and wellness centers, right? We are going to create a network of 1.5 health and wellness centers across the country to deliver what? To deliver comprehensive primary health care. Comprehensive primary health care. This is point number one. Very important point. Then you have point number 2 here, second mission is, or the aim is to cover 40% of India's population. We are talking about 10 crore families, right? Poor and vulnerable families. If you multiply them by 5, then we get 50 crores, or roughly 40% of our population. They should get access to secondary as well as tertiary care. Per family, one will get 5 lakh, right? For whole family, 5 lakh rupees insurance cover. And this will be a cashless benefit thing, and this can be utilized in public as well as availed in public and private empaneled hospitals across the country. It will be a game changer. Now you can see many important points are there in front of you, and you should revise them and keep them. If you have to by heart them, then do by heart them. I hardly use this sort of words. I normally strongly emphasize on understanding things. Of course, you have understood this thing, but make sure you revise it. I don't want you guys to lose this easy mark. One-stop center. Now, imagine you find a question in your MCQ or prelims that one-stop centers are associated with which ministry, and what is the aim of this one-stop center? Then it is associated with Women and Child Development Ministry. What is the main aim? It is basically helping all those women who are affected by violence, and this one-stop center will provide 4 different facilities: police assistance, medical aid, psychosocial counseling, as well as legal aid. Now the sad thing is, the good thing is that we have this sort of centers. So far we have developed 182 centers since 2015. It has provided its services to 130,000 women in our country. This is a good thing. But the sad thing is that we find this big numbers, right? And there are big numbers that are not out yet. There are so many women, they don't know about this thing. They don't know what to do when they are being beaten on regular basis, or they face all these different kinds of harassment and other things. So still this is not the right picture. The number can go up, but the bad thing is that we do find this sort of things going on in our country, and what can be done about it, right? We have to fight against it. We have to empower our women as well as girls with education, with skills, as well as I will strongly reckon for self-defense courses in schools and colleges. It should be made compulsory for all girls. It will keep them healthy. It will give them this sense of confidence. At the same time, the upbringing of boys should be checked as well. You know, if boys are learning this thing that the father or uncle or the male person in their family can do whatever they like, then this is something that they will carry throughout their life. So upbringing of boys should be changed, or it should be re-engineered, and only then we would be able to. We have to work on both the sides, right? We have to empower our girls and women. At the same time, we have to rein our boys and men lot. With this Russia, you know, Vladimir Putin is a very famous leader, and in near future Prime Minister is going to visit Russia, and he's going to have a chat with Vladimir Putin. Now elections were held in Russia, and for another 6 years Mr. Putin is going to rule the country. He has been looking after Russia for 2 decades now. There are many challenges that are faced by Russia at present. You have many pockets in Russia. Russia is, generally speaking, a developed country, but you have many pockets where you don't find basic amenities and things like that, because first of all, Russia is one of the biggest country in the world in terms of land area, and the other thing is it has many challenges as well. It is very cold weather and things like that. Anyways, now the thing is, dear friends, reviving economy, improving living standards, these are the promises that Mr. Putin has to fulfill. At the same time, he has to improve relationship with Western world. When we say West world, we are talking about USA, you are talking about Canada or USA's allies, and many European countries because of Ukraine and other things. Now, Defense Minister has highly condemned this stone pelting incident, which has killed a tourist, a 22-year-old tourist from Chennai. R. Thirumani was there, and sadly he was killed because of this stone pelting incident. This sort of things, right? You have people who are in point percentage out of total population of Jammu and Kashmir. These people, they do all this kind of disruptive activities, and because of this thing, the majority of people of Jammu and Kashmir are facing defamation. They are facing lack of tourism and other things. A couple of days ago we talked about this school bus that was attacked. So this sort of things are not acceptable. This should not be taken very lightly by our armed forces and our government. Now, Minister of Petroleum Dharmendra Pradhan has given a very good idea. He said that we need to increase the share of gas in our energy basket, and this will help us to pursue our economic growth. At the same time, it is a clean fuel compared to diesel and petrol. We have vehicles, we have engines, we have machines that can work on gas. So we need to transform our economy into a gas-based economy. It will be sort of justice for climate change as well. With this, he also talked about bringing this gas under the purview of, or petroleum products under the purview of GST. Now, let me throw some more additional information about this thing, that bringing fuel under GST has not been a very good experience in different countries. So we may face similar challenges as well. Many countries, they have seen protest and other things. So it's not going to be that easy, but yes, one day we have to bring it under GST so that we have one price, of fuel throughout the country. And it is very important because it will define your transportation charges. Based on your transportation charges, your product, the things that you are producing. If say for example one particular product is high in demand in Goa as well as Maharashtra as well as Karnataka, right? You can remember the map that we have just seen. So imagine if petrol in Goa is cheaper or diesel is cheaper, and you can set up your factory in the border of Goa here, right in the border where you meet Maharashtra and Karnataka, and from here you can top up your truck tank and then deliver goods here and then come back. And if the same item is produced here in Maharashtra and Karnataka, then this, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example here for your understanding. So you can imagine that Goa is going to sell more compared to Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra and Karnataka. So this sort of things are not right. We need to see one market, and for that fuel price should be one as well. Moving on to another item. This is from Vice President. India and Guatemala have agreed that we will support each other as far as non-permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council is concerned. For 2 years, you can become a sort of elected non-permanent member, and then after every 2 years, it has to be changed. There are 10 non-permanent members, and you have 5 permanent members. We will talk about 5 permanent members as well, because we are going to talk about JCPOA, or this Iran nuclear deal. Now the thing is, for 2021-2022, Guatemala is going to support India's candidature, and for 31-32 we are going to support Guatemala's candidature. This has been promised and discussed by both the countries. Other thing is, Naidu's visit is the highest level visit so far since the establishment of diplomatic relation between both the countries since 1972. So this is a very important visit as far as relationship between both these countries are concerned. This is Guatemala here. You can say it is part of Central America. You have North America here, you have South America here, and then you have this strip of land. You have many different countries here. They are known as Latin world or Latin countries. You have Guatemala. It is sharing its border with Mexico of North America. It is sharing its border with other countries as well. Do pay have a quick glance, as well as do pay attention on this map here. Do study and go through it in detail. You can also observe other things like Pacific Ocean here. It is Caribbean Sea, but it is water of Atlantic Ocean. So it is sharing its border with both the countries here. You may find this type of questions as well. Who knows? Moving on to our special topic of the day. It is JCPOA. Now, USA's President Donald Trump has rejected. He has said this thing many times during his election campaigns, after becoming president as well. He has said these things many times that he is going to get rid of it. He is saying this. He has always said that this is not a good deal at all. Now, talking about this deal, is this deal between just USA and Iran? Not at all. This deal, you have other members, China, USA, UK. When it was signed, it was USA, then UK, Russia, France. These countries, right? Germany is not, but apart from that, all these 5 countries are part of United Nations Security Council's permanent member. They have this veto power and extra power and things like that. You have Germany as well, and of course Iran. So together we can say that 6 powerful countries plus Iran, together these 7 countries. Now, who decided that these 6 countries are going to take, or they are going to negotiate, or they will engage with Iran as far as this negotiation is concerned? It is United Nations. So you can say this JCPOA is a deal between Iran and global community. Same thing happened with Paris Agreement too, right? Mr. Trump unilaterally, USA stepped out of it. Here as well, USA has unilaterally stepped out of this deal. What this deal was all about, it was basically lifting the sanctions. For a very long period of time, this argument was going on that Iran is pursuing or in a mission to become a nuclear weapon power, and this is something that is not acceptable for the whole world. It is very dangerous because of, we know it very well that you have problems going on in West Asian part of the world, and we don't want to see a country that is having nuclear weapon over there. Already Israel has got nuclear weapons, and this deal was basically that gradually this sanctions will be lifted, and Iran will make sure that it is capping its nuclear program. So far, IAEA, that is International Atomic Energy Association, all these countries like UK, Russia, China, France, Germany, European Union, all these different parties are saying that Iran has also said this thing, that Iran has followed all the rules and regulations that were decided under JCPOA. So there is no point of stepping out of this thing. The other thing is, this sanctions will effectively kill the whole deal. If USA, means now USA has stepped out of it, so USA is going to apply sanctions on Iran, and this will hurt country like India. We are Iran's good trading partner. What should we do now? If we trade with Iran, then we will find pressure from America. We won't be able to get access to American market, which is one of the world's biggest market, because of the nature of America. When I say nature, I'm not talking about nature of the people of America. I'm talking about society. It is a consuming society. It purchases products from different parts of the world. So it's a big market, and no one would like to miss this sort of big market. At the same time, Iran and India, they have close relationship, trading relationship, historical relationship. We have been supplying basmati rice to them for a very long period of time, medicines, and there are so many things, right? We even provide them refined petroleum products. Do you know this thing that because of these sanctions and other things, you don't have that many refineries in Iran. So basically that oil will come in India, it will get refined, petrol, diesel and other things, and then it will go back to Iran. We have this type of contracts as well with Iran. So all these things, right, big profit making industries that provides jobs to many people in our country, they will face a slowdown. This will hurt us in this way. At the same time, the price of oil will go up, so this will hurt us in that sense as well. We will lose a big market in Iran. So all these things are there. All those people who have, after this 2015 deal of Iran nuclear deal, right, after this deal, all these Indian businessmen who have invested in Iran, they are going to lose their money. All those Iranian businessmen who have invested in India or other parts of the world, they are going to face this thing. Stock market has already hinted, or it is performing low. I don't follow stock market, but I know it as because I was going through this thing. I saw this news item. Anyways, if you are following stock market, then you would be knowing about this thing. Now, collapse of the deal will have far-reaching geopolitical and economic implications as well. We have talked about economic implications. We'll talk about geopolitical implications. Now, after a very long period of time, there was this aggressive talks going on between North Korea, South Korea, Japan and North Korea, and USA and North Korea, and all this aggression and nuclear power threat and all these things, after so much investment of time, energy and other things, after so many compromises and sacrifices, we have managed to get North Korea on table, right? It is at present ready to discuss things with us. Now, if North Korea observes that USA may take any time, twist and turn can take place, and if they get rid of their weapons and finally something else will take place, or Kim Jong-un's regime will be thrown away, then this is not acceptable to North Korea, and this stepping out of Iran deal will of course create ripple effect in North Korea too. North Korea may, or this Korean peninsula may see more aggression, or this whole process can go down, this North Korea or denuclearization of Korean peninsula. The other thing is, Pakistan has had this hold over Afghanistan because of providing access and other things, but now the way things are going on, we have already talked about relationship between Afghanistan and India. So with the help of this Chabahar port, we are providing this alternative passage or route for Afghanistan. Afghanistan is getting this access to Arabian Sea via this Chabahar port, and we have invested heavily in this Chabahar port. It is a sort of important door for us to access Afghanistan, to Central Asia, to Moscow, international, let me write it down for you here, international north-south trade corridor connecting Moscow with Mumbai. It basically reduces time, fuel, everything. But for that important milestone, or this important point of connection, is Chabahar port. Then oil, we have already talked about it. The price of oil can go up, and this can kick inflation in our country. Things can become expensive. This is not good for us. Interest rate will not be changed. It will not be brought down, and this will make loans expensive. So growth will get affected by it. The other thing is, of course, it is not going to be in the interest of the whole world. Now, what USA is seeking here, basically it is seeking regime change. Now, at present, you have Hassan Rouhani, who is president. He is considered as a moderate person, right? Earlier, Ahmadinejad was aggressive. His government was very aggressive in dealing with USA and other countries, but here we have this moderate person ruling the country, and under his leadership we saw this JCPOA getting signed, and Iran agreeing to come to discussion and get rid of this nuclear thing, and sanctions releasing and things like that. But the thing is, dear friends, if regime change is done, and if you find hardliners coming into power, then this is not going to be good for Iran and the people of Iran. At the same time, it is going to be difficult for the world as well. The other thing that I would like to add here is that Iranian regime, basically, because Iran was able to sign this JCPOA, and you have these problems going on in this part of the world, there are many Arabic countries as well as you have Israel that is not happy. They don't have this good relationship with Tehran or Iran. They have this arch rivalship with Iran, this Israel, as well as Saudi Arabia and other countries. So they were not happy about this deal, this JCPOA. This was an indication that Iran was powerful country enough to bring or deal with all these UNSC's permanent members and Germany. So there was a need from this Arabic countries, not all but some Arabic countries who are following the path of Saudi Arabia or Israel. Both these countries here, Saudi Arabia and Israel, they are allies of USA, they are friends of USA, and they have been asking it for a very long period of time. You have two key members in Trump's administration who have been against this Iran. They are always for this regime change. The other thing is this will create more problems in Afghanistan, peace process of Afghanistan, Syria problem, or this problem going on in Yemen and other countries. The other thing is changing regime is not the duty of USA. It is the duty of people of Iran. Things were going on smoothly. Everyone was following and sticking to this rules and regulation. But this decision is not going to be beneficial. And there is no guarantee that if you change the regime, then Iran will become what you want to be, right? This is not how it works. We have seen many things in past examples as well. So that's everything in today's discussion, dear friends. I hope things are clear to you now. Don't forget to hit that like button as well as share this lecture with other people too. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Jai Hind.